Can devs do something? Every day I check the price, bad price. I can't take this anymore.
Hey traders, good to see y'all on this Wednesday. Just here like we are every day to just do some financial market updates based on the technicals mostly. And you know, Jerome Powell spoke today. That was certainly a catalyst for an increase in volatility across the markets, where at the start of the day before he spoke, things were relatively mild and upswinging, and then he spoke, and Bitcoin and equities caught a rally during the speech when it went to the Q&A of the FOMC meeting. That is when the reversal happened intraday, right, where you sold off near your lowest point on all index funds, and you can clearly see Bitcoin sold off during that, as well as after the stock market closed. More selling from Bitcoin. And really though, we kind of smelled a rat eventually, whether it's 40k, 38k, 39k, wherever you are, you were gonna eventually develop this right here, which seems to be in I mean, it's like pretty much completely developed. You just are going to continue losing positive momentum on lower prices, and this just implies right here that the continuation downward, right? Not a reversal, because it's hidden bullish divergence. Again, hidden bullish or hidden bearish divergence. Excuse me. My God, right? When you make a high on price with this level of positive momentum, almost inexistent, and then you dump, and then you rally, much higher levels of positive momentum, implies more downside, which is great, because I mean, eventually we've already visualized what we would covet. Thou shalt not covet unless it's, you know, playing the markets, because if you don't wait for things that you covet, the market will play you. And what we would want to see is a lower low, or the same low, or even a higher low, and then our oscillator ends up looking something like this, where you make that slightly lower low very discernible, the two valleys, right, because of the peak, the nice peak, and then you show exhaustion. And that's normally how more major or more significant reversals occur. Same thing with the RSI. It would be the sell-off like that, or just more selling to the same low or slightly lower lows, and then eventually you just clip that oversold territory again for the second time on the second low that is lower than the first low. And that is what you look for. I mean, that is time and time again. This is what assets look like before they more majorly reverse. Not just, oh, it reacted, caught some bids because it was nuclear, Chernobyl levels on the RSI of oversold territory, right? Lowest levels on the daily RSI you'd seen since the COVID crash. And yeah, that's, yeah, you catch reactions like you caught a reaction, but that's not an edge. We're waiting for the edge now. Okay, so cool. Who knows? You would think, right? You would really think that the trend we are in is certainly not bullish for now until things change. So unfortunately, like, if there's a bearish indicator and a bearish trend, lower highs, lower lows consecutively, it might be reliable, and it very well could outperform. I think outperformance would make it show a lower low. It would drive it all the way down to maybe 31k. Which 31k, very real level of inflection we've seen time and time again throughout the year 2021. Could be coming for 2022 if this downtrend continues. And not trying to make people feel bad, but just, right, we're talking about literal technicals. It's not about emotion. It's just reading charts. No, I mean, not even really anything changed in the meeting. I mean, they discussed again that they weren't going to start tapering their asset purchases until after the first rate hike. That's not new. That's not new news. And so it was just an event-driven catalyst. And it didn't have to be something that was out of his mouth. It was just literally the event. Sell the news event, which I guess the event happened to be after he got done speaking and did the Q&A. So anyway, we'll see what happens. You know, it's always possible, like, I mean, you know, you don't make a lower low and the wave could continue up to test 40k. I mean, I'd feel just more comfortable in the bear trend, in the downtrend. I'd feel more comfortable to see market participants test $40,600 as resistance for real, just to confirm that 40,000 is a resistance. The supply line is still a supply line. You run up to these levels up here to confirm that. And those are like really good potential shorting areas. Like, hey, you're in the downtrend and you pivot here and this positive Momo that looks like hidden diverge, it just keeps meandering on up, you know, and you run up to these levels. I mean, these levels, that's where you're looking for some potential classic bearish divergence. If the selling's really weak here, you make a higher low and you run again. Your oscillators reset, then you make on the high, slightly higher high, you make lower levels of positive momentum. All right, remember, like, until like the trend changes, all you can be doing is looking for, you know, kind of bearish setups. You can't, like, in these market conditions, all that happens is classic distribution, classic distribution, classic distribution, dump, dump, dump. Right? So until like literally something changes, the one thing that is, you know, which makes this a little bit more precarious areas to be going short is the fact that from that low from June to the all-time high, you hit an 88% retrace. So you're at value perceived areas for longs. So that is kind of the one thing that makes you less, it just makes it less intriguing, less appetizing. There's value for longs, so it's not the areas where you would ever want to be like taking shorts, but at the same time, you know, running up to 40,000 and failing once or twice, that's how you know things are about to get bad. You're about to go see 30K again, 31,000 again, right? So it could happen now, it could happen after 40K. So anyway, that's Bitcoin. Let's look at the daily. You know, just saying, like, in a daily, dude, it was so good, and then it's like this, it's not really any kind of candle. But, you know, we're talking about the Fibonacci. There's that 886. There's no edge, right? Yes, the kind of looks like the MACD is just stagnating, and there could be more upside. Again, 40K, like on the daily, yeah, you keep losing that negative Momo, you keep rallying, but look at the index funds. I mean, the index funds really weak today. But, you know, I do have I have something to talk about, at least on like the index funds, about like silver lining at supports, volume. We'll talk about it in a minute when we get there. But just looking at that daily, you're back out of, I mean, you're just right at oversold territory. I mean, right at 30, right, on the RSI. It's not hard to believe that you can get oversold again. But yeah, definitely deep value areas, but no edge. Just because you're at an 886 doesn't mean time to go long, just because that you normally need like a stronger argument than just we hit an 88% retrace for the first time. That happened. Okay, hey man, I hope things go well. I hope it rallies and keeps rallying and never makes a higher low. No confirmation that the bull trend's intact. You know, you break the supply line, just straight line up. I hope so, man. You know, but it's just not how you're supposed to think about charts. Anyway, so let's go to Ethereum, I guess, or total, whichever one. Good to see everyone again today. Wacky Wednesday, Wild Wednesday. Yeah. Ethereum. Listen to this, chat. At one time today, Ethereum, yes, Ethereum was up over 10%. And now it is down, pretty much flat. I mean, 0.05% down. In seconds, it'll be up, be 0.00. So I'm just saying, like, imagine FOMOing today. Imagine FOMOing when Ethereum was up 10%. You'd be down like 10% on your position in just a matter of a couple hours, a few hours, whatever. This one, to me, I'd feel more comfortable to see it down, hit $2,000, because it just makes more sense where you have, like, you know, that initial inflection point from February lined up with an 88% retrace, and by then maybe you have a stronger edge, even though the edge is starting to, I mean, it is real, that like it kind of looks like Bitcoin, but a little better, where you actually have a lower level of negative Momo versus higher like Bitcoin. I mean, that could start developing and you're getting to the deep value areas, but it would just be nicer to see 88% retrace, kind of like Bitcoin did. But it's an outperformer, so, and here's another reason why you might like the 886 better than where you are now. Sure, it could reverse here at the 786. Sure, dude. Sure, Cypher, maybe. But like the reason why you like, look at this confluence here with another very real discernible swing low. You know, you would have, was it the right one? No, it was, I used the different anchor points here. Yeah, it was not that crazy scam wick. Oh, I used these two peaks. That's what it was. And when I did that, you can clearly see the type of confluence, you know, a 1272 fib extension confluent with the 886, confluent with $2,000. I mean, that could be like the steel wall. You'd think just wide make maybe more sense. See it go down there. Yeah, whatever. Not going to a Bitcoin holds. You know, it's going to see 28 or 2,900 to 3,000, and Bitcoin goes to 40K most likely. Just depending. So I don't know how this hidden bearish divergence is going to play out on Bitcoin. It's already begun to play out. I mean, you started continuing down, but it hasn't really performed too much. I think we need more time, and it could be perfect timing because Asia's waking up now. All right, here's your sound clip.
I like turtles.
Now here's totals. What did it do, chat? What did it do today at its peak? What was once a resistance from February? Support, April, resistance May, resistance June, support, September is now resistance again. We discuss this like every day. There's always a chance you can go up test 1.71, 1.78 trillion, that zone, as resistance. You've done that. Until you break that, who cares? Like, you're screwed, right? Like, just it's not bullish until you break that level and back test it as support. And even then, you have to recapture your previous discernible highs that are local in the downtrend. You're not even close, man. So it's just like rejecting levels like that. Oof, that's not good. That's just bearish price action. It's not bullish price action. I don't care what happens next. It could just rally next, you know, but when you fail like that, it's just a form of confirmation to market participants. Just like it was here. We identified this. Go to the stream on the 22nd. You've tested that level. You regard it as support. We didn't know this was going to happen. But after you broke the level, there was no way market participants had any idea that this level would be support. They pushed the price down to test it before the rally. So now it's resistance. That's not good, right? You get it? You get why it's not good? Hey, it's resistance. Time to push it down to see the next support, 1.3 trillion. Down at these levels. Yeah, okay. Yikes. I hope not. I mean, like, I always hope not, man. I'll smoke the hopium every day. But in terms of, like, actual price action, it's just not good. And it hasn't really been good, and you could just use your imagination to understand where the altcoins are going. If, like, that truly does act as resistance, we do draw down to 1.3 trillion. The altcoins, doesn't matter what supports they're at, they will all be devastated. They will be demolished. They will be complete. It will be a complete wipeout. It'll be an ice age. An ice age, which is like, yeah, I'm not talking about the length of time it is at those areas. I'm just talking about ice ages are like resets. So you'll have an ice age on the chart where it'll completely reset, lose 100% of its value or more, and eventually maybe bottom out. Yeah, it'll bottom out, and then you'll catch some crazy bids. It'll be up 20% on off those days. But they gotta lose a lot of value first. So let's go to Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, sorry. BNB. Coffee's making me burp, man. So, like, remember we were talking about, you know, on the daily. It's kind of interesting, right? I mean,
Orchid fanboy tipped $21.11. OXT is near a historic inflection point.
It's added,
Can you please take a
it's
peek?
literally added.
Straight
dude.
up, straight down type asset. Cool story, Bob.
Yeah, it's cool, but, you know, the part you left out was every time it didn't majorly reverse at that inflection point that it's currently at right now, it was only after the second test. The first test, nice rally ensued, no one knew, then a major pullback, and you lost all its value from that low and tested it again. And on the second low, the second time, it's only happened twice, but over the course of months each time, on the second low is when the more significant rally occurred off of that. So we've just got right back down to it for the first time. That's just no action to take. Kind of reminds me of BNB on the daily. BNB on the daily is just like, yep, it's your first time. You have reacted at an 886 inflection point confluent with it. But where are the bids? Well, they started coming in and then the pullback. And now it's down 2.39% when it was up over $400 at its height of the day. So just nothing's happening. Like, where are the bids? It's going to require action. It's going to require Bitcoin, the macro, to rally to 40K beyond. You go to 40K, then BNB is going to 430, maybe a little higher. But remember, you're always looking for that second low, the first low. But on the 4 hour, it's different because you can actually be like, there is kind of type 2, isn't there? One time, second time. I mean, yeah, but massive underperformance on the confirmation low on the 4-hour, right? Yeah, you caught a rally, but where did it go? It's now currently below that peak from January 23rd. Just massive underperformance. Just like here, you had the M shape, the reaction low, reversal low, and you rallied. But what'd you do? Underperformed massively and then sold off. That's when we knew. We knew BNB was most likely screwed, because if you're in bullish conditions and you paint M shapes, you get type 2 returns and they rally off that. In normal conditions that are bullish, the rally is insane. The rally's like, oh, you're going to test the previous highs, you sell off a little bit, hidden bullish divergence, you rally again. You make higher highs, you break resistance. When the conditions have changed, the bullish patterns, you have to be able to identify underperformance in lower highs off bullish patterns. That's like your litmus test. That's how you figure out, oh, the trend is not our friend really anymore. You can't be dealing with bullish patterns, type 2 returning and rallying and massively underperforming, testing 200 moving average as resistance, and then you go back to that PCZ and test it again. Nope, that's where you're donezo, pretty much. Okay, so same thing here. Like, is this really good enough? I don't know, man. I don't think so. It could just be still consolidating here, and it could rally up and just keep flagging or something, but eventually it'll probably see 330, 350 again. Okay. Are we okay? Everyone here? Everyone survived today? Right, like even in bearish conditions, the bullish patterns can be really helpful for us to discern the health of the market conditions and the health of the trend. Trend bearish when bullish stuff underperforms and or fails. Scott Carney talks about that a lot in his books. You should get them and read them for sure. HarmonicTrader.com. All right, that was BNB. Sorry, I spent way too much time, but it was like some education, dude. Like whatever. It's always important to touch on education, man. Education-centric emphasis in the stream, with the TA. So you can, more easily follow along, especially if you're newer and stuff. All right, so let's go to Cardano. Excuse me. 3.74% up. Still holding, man. It's doing what it's trying so desperately, right? Market participants are desperately trying to hold this level like crazy, right? But the fact is, it's where are the bids? That you can't catch bids when the macro is doing that. When it's just dumping, it's rallying methodically, low volume, and then just dumps again. And look where you are. You're still holding. You have not broken the support yet. So there is always a chance this level holds and you rally to 145, 148. But I'm just telling you, at the PCZ pattern completion zone of that harmonic, it's like one return, maybe type 2. Now it's like is that type 3? It's volatile here, and you're just, to me, it's kind of bad. I think it's really concerning, the fact that just like we talked about Binance on that harmonic, before the dump. I just don't really like the idea of Cardano being in a correction or downtrend and then rallying once. We don't know. You sell off, you test the bottom, you rally twice. Oh my God, that might be it. We might be breaking, and the macro rolls over and you fall right back below it. So what is that? Market participants confirming. Yes, confirming that it's done. Like this was failed. This is a failed rally, and certain distribution is here. Still way less market participants than there was before. So now you're right back at that support. And just to me, are you supposed to be getting this many attempts here to long before it just moons? I don't know, man. What just happened? What's up, I am Gale? Thanks for the merchandise purchase. The new mug, the Citadel logo, great looking cup and handle formation. Oh, and you got green. Beautiful, dude. Thank you, man. Makes your coffee taste 7% better. Much love. Yeah, new mug pinned above. It's merchandise, man. I don't know. It's new, so gonna push it for a couple days. Whatever, man. It's just, hey, instead of tipping, you can get a mug or something, right? All right, anyway, so you get it. I mean, just massive underperformance at this critical level of inflection. And if it doesn't hold, you're probably going down. There's just like no support till 38.9, 40 cents. Okay. But it's like, you are at like the precipice of an enormous crossroad, right? Where Cardano soon will find resolution and have a massive markdown, or the market kind of miraculously, without any evidence, rebounds and you go up and you completely break this downslip and resistance, the supply line, and the moon. Right, it can do either at these levels, because historically that's what's happened. But the context is really important with the trend you're in after a massive buying climax, after hundreds of % up on the year and beyond, right? It just doesn't seem as likely this time that will occur. Seems more likely, just in my opinion, just from seeing it, that this would be more likely right now where you are. But you can't rule it out. You can't say it's certain we're about to dump to 40 cents just because you haven't broke the support yet. You get it? Really uncertain times in crypto and tons of equities, especially tech. All right, let's look at the one more S coin, or one of the larger coins. Won't be for long. It's been getting a freaking haircut, dude. Like crazy, down 2.49%. I don't think this is done. I would like Sol is one where it's like Cardano. You get what I was talking about with the support, right? You were at it. It's a steel wall. It's been there for a year and it's held for a year. And I still don't feel that good about it. Yikes. When it's at that critical support. This one, there is no support. There is no major support. There's no like, well, it could do this. It's probably going down to test that high from May of last year. And then probably the 886, which is like around, what is it exactly? Like, right, like $48, $49, $50. So it's kind of, they're almost like what? How much is that? Percentage losses in store in the middle of nowhere. 46% downside still. Nice. So you can have fun catching the falling knife all you want. Nothing implies that a reversal's coming. It has completely reset the oscillators too. It's beautiful. It's setting up for much lower prices, like it'd be on the 4 hour anyway. Right, look at this. I mean, it is so perfect. The hidden bearish divergence in a massive downtrend. Yeah, I mean, so you're in a bearish trend, certainly, with a bearish indicator implying a continuation downward, and the selling has just begun after what? What did Sol do, dude? Oh my God, look at the rejection, and look where traders settled up January 23rd and today. Lower highs, locally. Good God. In before someone's like, inverse head and shoulders, man. Nah, dude, just give it a little time. This will probably be lower. You cannot trust Sol in the middle of nowhere, dude. You just can't when you've already painted the massive M, the full reset. It's SOL, dude. It's not special. It's just an S coin like everything else on this market. Okay. How many rare Pepe mugs are still out there in nature? Oh, they're out there, man. I wonder how much breakage have we had? How many Pepes have broke? All right, let us shift gears to the S&P 500, to equities. Where bearish engulfing candle confirmed on the 4 hour, and a gap fill though. All right, gap fill and bearish engulfing candle. There's no bullish divergence at all. But yeah, extended amount of time with negative momentum. Still held that 42.36. I mean, you know, you haven't even tested it again. Where's the volume on this? Is it just not? Yeah, it doesn't like register on this chart. What the? Sorry, right where my mic, right where my webcam is, where certain things are on my screen. So I don't think that was really good price action, but you didn't close lower than, you know, January 24th low. But if you go the daily, it's not as decent. You did just make the lowest candle close since October 12th. You matched it, so it's like technically the lowest daily candle close of the drawdown so far. And one thing that I don't like at all is the fact that today it rallied to test the 200-day simple moving average as resistance and got rejected right there before selling off. It got as low as 4,300 on the day. I don't like that, because like 200-day simple moving average. You know, you tested it once, twice, ensuing huge rally. Never saw it again. Right? It's just, it's very, you know, when you're in uptrends, like real uptrends, it's just, you fall below it, but that's after crashes or dumps. This is the 2018 dump. You get back above it, you know, and you hold above it once. So, okay, you fall below it again, same low twice, and then a rally from then on, right? So just, yeah, you want to be above the 200-day simple moving average. Look at this from 2018. You dumped straight to it, tested it, rallied, M-shaped, kind of held it, and you just skated along, holding it and rallied to at one-time all-time highs before the COVID crash. Oh, not the COVID crash, the mini volatility crash, right? That was, yeah, that was where the XIV, the inverse volatility fund or whatever, it got liquidated. XIV. And so COVID crash junior is why I call it that, because look at the way it, you know, it dumped in V-shaped, dump V-shape, or crash V-shape, crash V-shape. So that's like my concern is like you don't often do that. You don't want to see prices below 200, and you obviously don't want to see it be regarded as resistance. But we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. A lot of selling had been coming in, or I'm sorry, a lot of volume in and very little movement. So that might be good. Because what is, you know, we can talk about when I get to the Qs. But the Dow Jones also technically engulfed the previous candle, but had a higher, no, it did still have its lowest daily candle close since December 1st, but clearly just not as bad. Oops, wrong chart, I think. Yeah, wrong, yeah. So still flirting with that demand line, but did close below it. Yeah, with the engulfing. And yeah, I mean, I still get it. Like, you're clipping oversold territory again, but I just, technically converging on the MACD, right? I mean, I would think it would be nice to get some more resolution. I mean, it really isn't. What do you think? You know, it's like, is this a low, a rally, and then a second low, confirmation low? 1 and 2, and then okay, it's confirmed the bottom's in, then the rally, then the pathetically lower high, or pathetically slightly higher high than the previous high, then a huge dump flush again. And it's like, can we consider this a confirmation low of this low? I don't think so, man. I really don't think so. But I do think that, like, whenever the bottom gets put in temporarily, there's going to be an attempted rally. And as I said yesterday, you're going to be looking to see when that attempted rally rounds out and reverses, because that is going to be super telltale for the trend majorly beginning its reversal. Okay, I mean, it's just like since the COVID crash, you've had maybe one lower high, and that one lower high right here from October 2020 still manifested into a pretty nasty dump, but it held above that 200-day simple moving average, right? Tested as support as it's done before, and just went straight up. So remember, you are below that 200-day simple moving average. You don't want to be below that, like ever, man. So we don't know the trend's truly reversed until we put in a lower high than the previous high, because the previous discernible high was the all-time high. But again, yesterday I went to show you what happened in 2007, 2015, just different times when the market did top out, and it did show that lower high. Okay, Dow Jones, excuse me. And then you got the NASDAQ Composite, man. That really not a pretty candle, still well below areas you need to desperately be above. Until you, dude, I'm telling you, until you get above 14,176, you cannot be bullish on the NASDAQ. You can't be. You can't be bullish, man. That is a very real level that's been tested 4 different times this year as resistance or support. And you broke it, and even on the date of the 21st, tested as resistance for dumping. You can test it again. I don't like tech. NASDAQ looks bad right now. Yeah, I get it. You know, the NASDAQ is currently today, like as of today, it's now lower than it was at the COVID crash. I think it, like the Qs had been like that, but the NASDAQ today finally put that in, right? You're now exceeding the lowest relative strength you saw right at the COVID crash lows, right? Or one of the lows before it kept going, reset the oscillators and then dumped again, right? But I'm just saying, like, when you were crashing really hard during the COVID crash, you still didn't see a relative strength index this low, 24.78. You hadn't seen that since the December 2018 low. Where again, like divergence, like you went to the lowest point, then you rallied, then you had to solve again to confirm the bottom was in before you really reversed. So you're still on that first impulse down. So that means if you're on your first impulse down, that means you'll attempt to rally, dead cat bounce stuff. You'll make a lower high than previous high, and then you'll dump again to lower lows. And then that's when, when you rally, when we're going to get some sort of attempted rally at some point, that's when the oscillators will reset. You'll get out of oversold territory. People will be induced to buy thinking that the bottom's in, but there is no seller exhaustion implied on the chart. So you make the lower high and pretty much confirm it's over. See, like, the thing about the NASDAQ that's different than the S&P and the Dow Jones, right? We just talked about, they just put in their highest level ever. That's the most discernible recent event. The problem with the NASDAQ is it's already put in a couple confirmation highs that were lower than the all-time highs. That is the discernible difference in the charts, which I think it's way worse on the NASDAQ than it is Dow Jones and S&P, right? Because of those reasons, or that reason right there. So it doesn't matter. Finding the bottom here, good luck, have fun. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's the next day, but it's going to be the attempted rally. Painting lower highs than the previous highs is going to really tell us what we need to know. Okay, Russell 2000 already broke its critical support. No faith in that. It's going way down, right? That's like why it's in Wyckoff distribution phase E right now. E is when you've already broken down, whatever. Yeah, dude, phase E, and you're so pathetic you can't even go back test the old support as resistance. That's how bad it is, right? Normally, phase E, you bring up the Wyckoff chart, it shows go test, maybe even up thrust a little bit through it before dumping lower. I get it, man. I get still divergence. Good luck, divergence with very little to no real support. As these S coins or these S assets on the Russell 2000. I mean, a third of them plus don't even make money. It's not really good in market conditions like this. So yeah, you see the downside potential, where at least there's actual real support that exists. It's down like 1700s. Okay. Yeah, capital S on the stocks, dude. Exactly. All right, so we're gonna shift gears again across the markets to take a look at gold that did dump. Yep, it dumped. It dumped, but I mean, bearish and golden candle on the daily confirmed, but still well above the 200-day simple moving average, right? Where all these other, like all these index funds and Bitcoin are well below their 200-day simple moving average, gold's above it. Gold's just making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, a little bit of daily bearish divergence. Yeah, I mean, right there, a high and then the lower high. I'm sorry, a high then a higher high with lower levels of positive momentum, right? So, yeah, it's playing out, I guess, and it's showing negative momentum now. It's building. So, I mean, okay. Well, let's check the performance on this bearish divergence. How well is it playing out? Not very good so far, right? It's pretty trash right now. I mean, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take a week or two to see. But as long as you just keep making these higher lows, you stay above 1800 and all that, that's gonna be indication to me that the bearish indicator is underperforming, underwhelming, and it's probably just gonna pivot, making a higher low than the previous lows, and then run again because it's uptrending now. There's accumulation, class accumulation going on this, right? So we're looking for, in new bullish conditions, because it hasn't been bullish for over a year, we're looking for, in these new bullish conditions, the bearish indicators to underperform and not be reliable. So all you have to do is just not really dump violently and just keep making higher lows than that 1770 area, and you'll be fine. Okay, makes sense. Silver, different story, not doing much selling. I mean, a little bit already though. See, the thing is, no bearish divergence. Gold was showing a little bit, right? Silver showing none. Silver showing bullish convergence, and then you go to the 4 hour and already
possible harmonic pattern on the daily. Thanks.
What's up, Build Gates? Yeah, we'll look at it. Thank you, man, for the 20, dude. Hidden bullish divergence, but yeah, I guess more selling happens, so it's like all of a sudden, is that even real? As long as you make a higher low than to 22.85 and you stay above the inflection point, I think all is well. It could come for full reset, go down to $23, and still could be hidden diverging. Right, talking about like the lows, then the higher lows wherever it keep going. But if it makes a higher low, it's just going to imply a continuation to the upside. Don't want to confuse people there. Yeah, it'd be that, right? Still keep selling. So just put in a higher low than 22.86, and it will continue upward.
COVID nearly killed me and mega life changes. Last I saw you were hunting 30k subs. Congrats, bro. Do you still sport the hats? Spins? What's new?
What's up, Rush, man? Long time no see. Glad you made it back. Cool that you're coming back in these conditions and not FOMO Moonboy conditions. That's good. Admirable. I mean, I don't know. I'll wear hats sometimes when I don't feel like getting ready for stream. Have hat hair, or not hat hair, but like bed head, or I worked out or something, and I just, whatever, I'll wear a hat. Spins. We have been pretty light on spins lately. I ended up getting Omicron at the beginning of the year, and I haven't had a handful of beers since 22 started. But we do them occasionally, but they're not $10 anymore. Welcome to inflation. They're like $15 spins now, or something. So, what's new? I don't know. What's new? Oh, I moved. I don't live where I lived before. Clearly, you can see a different background. So, interesting change. So that was good. Thanks for asking all these questions, Rush. Welcome back. I don't know how long you'll stick around though. What's up, 360 Making Man? Coming in from Europe.
Potentially nice setup on Dusk/USDT. Draw the massive descending channel on the daily. About to close above critical inflection point with an engulfing candle. MACD is potentially interesting as well.
We could take a gander at it, man. I can ensure you that. Okay. Thank you, dude. So silver, fine. Sell off more, still fine. I mean, kind of the cutoff point for silver would be like 22.90, 22.75 or something, just below the inflection point. That's it. Give me one more higher low. You give me one more freaking higher low. You know what that means, right? That means that's like PAX G. Give me one more higher low like this, proportionate to the previous lows, and then you'll have like a technical Bulkowski classic accumulation structure. Give me that. Give me that, please. I implore you, silver composite operator potentially watching the stream. Just kidding, but paint that. We will all go to moon soon on silver. All right. You see this on silver, right? Commodity, and then you go to there's a way bigger structure though. Okay, so just orange juice. That good God, chat. Orange juice is the king of the world right now. All right, orange juice, classic accumulation structure at the bottom of a range. A classic accumulation, 3 rising valleys, confirmed, and continuing up 2.41% today. Screw equities, screw crypto. Give me my orange juice, chat. Haven't seen prices this high since August of 2018. And just testing maybe a couple levels, but you think eventually, if it's going to do what it's done historically from the bottom to top, it's going to go to $191 to $200. Yeah, it's testing some levels. I mean, like, Not even tested some others. Like there's just a bunch of peaks here from 2015, 2014, 17, 18. You know, they're all gonna play a role, but you think straight up, straight down, eventually straight up, straight down. So eventually straight up again. That'd be your target, top of the range. Orange juice, baby. What else did well today? Natural gas did well. Soybeans did well. Corn futures continuing to pump, hitting its highest level since June of 2021. Beautiful. Look at the falling wedge breakout, higher lows, testing that 200-day simple moving average as support when it had been below it for a while. So yeah, it's attempting its rally here, you know, and you're going to be going probably for the gap fill. Well, the gap fill is on what? Maybe on the weekly or something? The weekly? Not even really. Not even much of one. I mean, a gap fill with a candle close would be like 655. It was a 4 hour. I don't even know, man. It's off. I don't. Or maybe it's just old. Not sure what's going on. Oh, okay. It is old. It's the old gap from 2013. Jesus. Yeah, we were talking about that on the way up the first time, and it filled that gap. So it's just running again, and there's another gap, I would say, like, you can say the bottom 637, but where traders settled up actually before a gap down with 675. So I just think there's more upside up here. It's going to run. And right, what's going to happen? Possibly. Just think about it. Wave structures. Come on, man. Wave structure. The 886 would take you to $710. What's up, E-Turn? Yeah, I wish I was a tank. Thanks, man, for making that. And thanks for supporting the stream, E-Turn, man. Get your tumbler. For the Citadel, man. 12 minutes till your daily candle close. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, sub. Commodities, man, are hot. What else is hot? Here's your soybeans. Your soybean futures about to fill a gap. It's probably going to happen like within the next day or two. The gap fill, 1454. You were almost there. Almost like a pseudo rising three methods. Nice, some hidden bullish divergence. And testing that 200 moving average break, and then yeah, you fill that gap, and there's some overhead resistance too, clearly right there. Right? It's not really right there, and clear price action correlation to that so many times, and you're breaking that right now, breaking it, man. Yeah, it goes back. I think soybeans could very well be seeing like 1585 on its own, a little attempted rally, right? It's like an A, B, C. I don't know if it's going. Or A, B, C, D, but it's more like an X, an A, and a B, and you've completed B, and you're attempting C. Not sure if it's going to be a lower high, double top, or higher high right now, but commodities are on fire. Cotton futures that hit decade highs, still up there.
Hey man, can we
still up there, man. Look at this trend, dude. This is the king making trend. Highest levels again since July 2011. It's insane. And very little resistance up here till like 141. So, excuse me, what's up, B Martin? Thanks for 20, dude. Keep, yeah, we'll look at keep. May not be something you want to keep unless Bitcoin's really gonna reverse its overall trend, man. Jeez. I need to get another coffee after this. Coffee futures were also up marginally today. You know, just look at these, man. Look at these commodities. These are like the. This is what you wish the altcoins look like. This is what the altcoins have looked like before in the past, right? Just moon, parabolic. These eventually will come crashing down. They all will, but it might be later. And then maybe that's when the equities begin to, you know, bottom out and attempt their own rallies, the market rotation. Look at, here's helium. Helium futures today at 22.7%, but it's psycho, dude. What a psycho chart. Yeah, no volume on this, man. 3K volume on this. I'm just showing you. It's a commodity. Tracks helium, which comes from extracting natural gas. Natural gas is up 3% today. Wait, which one was natural gas? Futures. Can't remember. Anyway, it's just NG1, right? If you don't like me covering these commodities, I don't then you just don't care about true traditional technical analysis really at all. Oh my goodness. Kind of interesting on the natural gas chart, a little bit anyway. This is when we identified this dragon down here. I can't even believe what it's turned into. That's insane. Like the dragon, it was right. A pattern is just a chapter in a potential book. Little do we know that the chapter would end with a new book, and the book has been amazing so far. A bullish book. This was just one chapter. This was chapter 1, bullish dragon in your bullish book, right? And now look what natural gas futures are doing. Back or trying to get back with that 200-day simple moving average, but also look, the inflection point from December 2016, it's kind of like spring trying to back test that spring at 389.9 right there. If that can hold, you'd think that 608 to 634 could be in store for this asset. It's making a local high or low accumulation in development, maybe. We'll see. See, and that's your cutoff though. I don't think you want to really be below that level at all, like none. Could be a lot of upside if it holds here. Wait a minute. Sorry, just looking at it. So let's move on. We officially can say we've crossed the mark. If you want to, we'll look at the U.S. dollar real quick. Why not? U.S. dollar pumped today. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily, from the low to the higher low, off that engulfing candle, right? And lower levels relative strength on a higher low. You're just uptrending. You are an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. So it is just attempting a rally here, and we'll probably test its 52-week highs. It'll probably test 97.30. It's a very real level of inflection, and that's kind of near the double bottom measured move up there. Yeah, man. Uptrending. Not good for anything tied to the US dollar. If this thing is appreciating value, you know, the numerator is not going to do too well. So pump it. Okay, we got a few requests. First request of the day. What's up, Gilbert, man? Hey, Mitch, thanks for reaching out to me on Instagram yesterday. Appreciate all your insights. Looking forward to joining Patreon this coming month. I didn't, dude. If I didn't reach out to you on Instagram yesterday, I will not solicit you on Instagram, dude. Please don't get scammed. I have to like mention it every day because I get messages. You know, I have impersonators, scammers impersonating me on all social media to try, because, you know, I've built integrity over these years of doing this on stream every day, and they are using that trust you have in me to take advantage of you, to steal from you. So please understand, I'm not going to reach out to you on Instagram or really Twitter or even really Discord. I mean, so please check right here. You see it says Mitch Raid TA. There is no L or 2 A's or 2 Y's. You see it at Mitch Raid TA. Make sure that handle is correct. Mitch Raid TA. No weird anything. Okay, type in MITCHRAYTA. That is mine. That's me. Anything else is a scammer impersonating me, and they're getting extremely aggressive. I've never seen them get this aggressive. They're creating like 5-6 accounts at a time now and bombarding my followers. I can't stop them. There's nothing I can do. I report them. I've even done the copyright thing now on the pictures they posted of mine. It's like nothing's working, dude.
Retest of the low 30s for BTC and 2K for ETH first before any one other type of rally.
Just look, dude. You could be in the middle of the consolidation wave that could make a higher low than the previous low locally, and then run up to 40K, right? I think you're not in actionable areas for long, but it doesn't mean it can't keep going up after pivoting today or tomorrow because the stocks, you know, rally or something. That's what we would be wanting to see if we wanted like actual divergence to develop on a significant time scale on Bitcoin. That's what we probably want to see. Because it's like your second low, but unfortunately it'll be a lower low, you know. But again, you're just always looking for that data. You can't really rely on, when you're in such a downtrend like this, you can't rely on like 4-hour bullish divergence that much. I mean, it can happen, it can play out, but it'll just underperform and might not be reliable. So yeah, here's OXT. Very real inflection point. Look, stemming back to right there. God, it's that one low from December 2019, and then it was a peak in May of 2020, a peak in July of 2020. Once you broke it, you went berserk. Look how you retraced 88 to 90% and tested it again. This is what I'm talking about, though. When you rallied to the top of the range, and then you sold off all the way. You lost 88% of your value. There was a mini bullish bat right there. And only after the second test did you get the more profound rally. Same thing here. 100% shark. First time, no one knows. Even after the divergence, right? You get the divergence exhaustion. You rally off of that seller exhaustion to the top of the range. You sell off again. And you make a slightly higher low, about the same low, but it's like hidden bullish divergence. And the more major rally ensued, right? And so here you are, again, at this level where historically you have had major reactions, and you already started a major reaction today. You have, but look at the pullback. Like, it was at a 25.6 cents, now at 23.5 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if it caught a reaction here, and really it just all depends on the macro how big of a reaction you're going to get, but it's certainly probably gonna, no matter what, eventually come back down to that 20 cent level and test it again. Whether it holds, I don't know this time, right? You didn't know the second attempted test on July 20th, and you didn't really know Christmas of 2020. We had our eyes on Bitcoin, though. On Christmas of 2020, it was the best Christmas I've ever had. Well, since the Nintendo 64 Christmas, yeah, it was very comparable to that. So yeah, I mean, it's there. Undeniable. I pointed this out on the Patreon. In the Discord, charts only, but doesn't mean, like, if Bitcoin just starts dumping to 30K, it will not hold 20K. It'll go to 11.5 cents, or at least 15 cents to test that low from July 2020. Yep. So for sure, some of them are at these levels. Some have already broken them. Oh wow, where's my music, dude? I can't hear anything. Can y'all? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay. Quantum computing. Not really good time for quantum computing. This chart, unfortunately, only has 266,000 volume. Already bad. Bad news. Just going from a couple of the lowest lows, clear inflection points. You're nearing them. But who knows? Like, I mean, that means there's still more downside, right? I mean, more downside until 121, right? If you want the bottom of, like, where this normally levels out at, you got much further to fall, right? You got another, good God, you got another 52% downside before you actually are even testing these lower levels from 2012 and 2013. So, I mean, no action at all to take on this. Like, I just, in the oscillators, right, do not stick out like sellers are exhausted or it's going to have an insane rally like one of these. It's just not really showing that. I mean, even down here, it was showing divergence in 2016. And at least even here, on two of these rallies, it came after 112 was tested. So, a new day has been born. A new day, chat for crypto. Not really that great. Here's your total chart. Rejecting an inflection point that was once resistance before dumping. Became resistance again today, or now yesterday. Sorry, like, throat was drawn out. Goodness. So, right, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you would touch it just because the volume's so low, but also based on the technical reasons of seeing these lowest lows, and you're already, like, today you closed below some sort of, like, scam price from 2011. You're lower than that on a close. So, no. Like, Based on technicals, like, right? Just based on technicals and rules, no. But if you want to gamble or some other Rudy Poo reason, sure, maybe. I guess. I don't know. Those other reasons are going to be up to you. But to me, no. Big no. No offense. I'm going to keep saying no offense when I don't see a setup. If I don't see it looking set up for higher prices based on traditional technical analysis, I'm just going to say no offense now. Just to make sure people don't get mad. Well, the hidden bullish divergence played out, but it did not ensure the attempted rally would make all-time highs. To me, it's like confirmed to top. Top is confirmed 1 time, 2 times, then a lower low. Yep, some divergence going on the MACD. Yeah, you did engulf technically. You did bullishly engulf. I just after such a massive run, right, after such an insane round, you gained 1,500% value from the bottom to the top, from June's low to the all-time high. 1,500% appreciation in value, and at that level, market participants tested it once, and that's where the selling came in. And then an attempted rally that turned into definitely classic bearish divergence. Right? I mean, because I just hadn't been here since it all developed. Because you know, the last time I was here, it seems, was when hidden bullish divergence was in development, and it played out. Right? These oscillators, my goodness. Okay, so it played out, made a lower low, but yet maybe now is trying to. I don't really feel that. I don't think it's that well developed yet, and a lot of negative momentum there, man. Right? There, like, think about it like this. There was, on that second high, there was barely any positive momentum. It was kind of pathetic. So real and easy to discern. And then here you are. It's like there was still so much negative momentum on that sell-off after a 15% increase in value in 170 days. To me, I get why you might be intrigued, and it could have a rally. Sure. What's up, Noab, dude? Gravestone Doji on the daily. We'll look at it, dude. Thanks. I mean, yeah, it could rally here because the engulfing, and maybe it's starting to develop divergence. But the RSI is not your friend, really. RSI is sitting just slightly above bearish control zone. What's up, Batson? It's martini time. Is that a thing? People drink martinis out of stainless steel tumblers? Thank you, dude. Welcome to Citadel. Oh, wait, you've already been there. Okay. It's going to depend on the macro. But just normally, I don't know, after confirming a top and then making a lower low after the confirmed high. I mean, yeah, it's still above that 46-cent level. I went down and touched it as support for the first time since, you know, December. But my issue is kind of the context where it sprung back, tested the spring, engulfed, and then ran. Nice. Now the context is different. Market participants have confirmed the top is in, and you just made it finally a lower low than the previous low. So you might attempt a rally, and what you'll be looking for on dusk is, will you recapture highs above the previous 2 highs? You'll catch a rally here or later. It might go down lower, but whatever. Whenever it happens, you're looking for a lower high. When that lower high is put, it's over. It's done. Like classic distribution going on type stuff. Kind of reminds me of, I was looking at it today because general chat was wiling out. Reminds me of Adam. Adam's like really, really weak here. Like classic distributions happening for the first time. I mean, like, dude, you know, when you're in downtrends, you look, the lower high, then the third lower high, then the dump ensues. I don't like the classic distribution going on because it's so rare that it's been happening on the chart. It just doesn't happen that often. So I don't like seeing an all-time high, top of a range. It's like Wyckoff distribution for real, and you're in phase E now or something. But just a third consecutive lower high on Atom just leads you to believe there's no value here. It's like such a high flyer, so good. But this is what we're looking for on the S&P or the NASDAQ, right? You put in lower highs. NASDAQ S&P yet to be told, but I think the NASDAQ already has put in its lower high, and you know, there's another rally and a third attempt and a third failure to break that 44.38, and then you're below the 200 moving average now. Negative momentum is just beginning to build. Hidden bearish divergence on Atom, and look at the performance. It's performing pretty well, right? Implying continuation downward starting, and you fell below the critical inflection point of 33.20. I don't think these are good signs. These are not like what you want to see. Like, if, oh, I'm so bullish, dude. Well, you don't want to see consecutive lower highs after appreciating in value thousands of percent or whatever since the bottom, you know, summer last year. So I would just proceed with caution, even on these high flyers, man. That was your whatever. Okay, we'll go to the next request, which was the last one that met the minimum criteria, which was Keep. Keep's actually on my watch list, man. Yeah, it's on my watch list, and it's kind of interesting. I mean, my issue is the context here too, right? Like, what a crash. Yep, on the 4 hour, 1 time, 2 times. On the second test, this should have been it, dude. Right? That, hey, 1 time, 2 times. All right, time to roll, time to rally, time to go to 48.8 cents to go test it as a resistance. Or on the daily, I think it's the high. It's really not even much of a resistance there. That's the problem, right? It's like even that's not even much of anything of resistance. I mean, so that means it's like probably very little volume in between 38 cents and 58 cents, right? Like that volume profile. Gonna be like nothing here. So that's like why huge price swings can happen in between major levels. Well, you're at the bottom of the range of the 2 levels and you're catching no bids. You can't even, you made a lower high than the high from January 23rd. That's pathetic. At least Bitcoin made a higher high. These altcoins are underperforming Bitcoin in really bad conditions. So it's like, will this hold? Dude, I don't know. It's like bearish convergence because it made traders set it up lower on the 4 hour. So it's like the same argument that's bearish for everything else, the hidden bearish divergence, but it's like worse because it's a lower high, not even a slightly higher. So it's like, yeah, it's not a red line. It's like a white line. It's like, yikes. So I get it. Yeah, you're at low risk areas, but you're also in a massive correction. And it has held this level before. This was identified. Before this moonage happened, we talked about and identified the spring back test of spring of inflection points when momentum was going up, right? When you had bottomed out and rallied and held levels as support, you fell below it like, oh no. But once you got back above that level and then started regarding it as support smoothly in October, then the huge rally happened, and that was the top. Little knew that was the top, and just range bound for a while, and then finally rolled over. And now you're just sitting back at the same level. And if you don't hold this level, then you're probably going down to 23 cents based on the fact that it is Keep, K-E-E-P. I would not be surprised at all if eventually this asset lost literally 100% of its value and got right back down to its July of 2021 levels. Why? It's Keep, dude. It's literally a joke. It's nothing. There's nothing special about this trash. It loses 100% of its value. Well, the sun keeps coming up. Yeah, people keep going to work. No one even knows. Keep lost all its value. No one cares. And it wouldn't be surprising. Okay? That's your analysis of Keep. Great. Hey, 420 likes.
Is that a joint?
Thanks, dude. People. But yeah, certainly major inflection point. If it holds, it could go to 58 cents. It really could. If it holds. If it doesn't, then it's screwed. It's 23 cents. Okay. You're at the level. All I can do is tell you you're at a critical level. Sure. Yes. So here's Bitcoin on the new day. So I forgot to do it. Yep, Keep devs feelings getting hurt, dude. Dude, I can't believe it, man. No. It's all over the news, dude. Keep. Yeah, so hidden bearish divergence still developing. I'm still losing the positive momentum. I still think you're in like kind of coin flip territory. If it's going to keep rallying here, it's probably going to end up, you know, depend on the stock market tomorrow, but one thing I can tell you is there's no edge for an actionable long right now, despite what it does. That's like why I'm here. That's like what this channel exists for. Is like, hey, we'll do market analysis. We'll look at the critical inflection points, but if there's not an edge at those critical inflection points, all I can do is tell you about those levels, and you're not at them. You're not sitting at them on this one. Bitcoin's not, but Keep is. A few other altcoins are, like Cardano is sitting at those levels. But this one not being, like the macro not being at a critical level, kind of hurts your ability to gauge where the altcoins are going, if they're going to hold those supports, right? If Bitcoin keeps this little rally going to 40K to test it as resistance because it's in a downtrend and market participants want to confirm that, then the altcoins could very well catch some relief rallies off those inflection points, and it's not a big deal. But they'll eventually, they'll probably underperform Bitcoin on the way up, and then they'll get obliterated when Bitcoin does reverse again, because it is not in an uptrend right now. Until something changes, it's still in this downtrend, midterm downtrend, whatever. Yep.
Can devs do something?
There's your Bitcoin, man. Like in actuality, there are only like 2 charts I really see that are like, interesting, but it doesn't matter because the macro and their only potential reaction lows. But it was Tron. Oh, you said Gravestone Doji on the daily? Nah, dude, that is a literal nothing burger candle in nothing burger context. It's not telling you anything. That candle is nothing. Okay? That's not going to tell us the direction. That's not implying the direction's going up or down. Really? It just kind of was flat, you know, from yesterday. Volatile day because Jerome Powell. So like Tron. This is why Tron's intriguing as F. Like extremely intriguing and extremely interesting. That like makes me not be like, okay, spacebar. You know, it's the only, like this one. Because it's just like, it's hit the 886 and it's showing bullish divergence at the reaction low level. Like where it should react, it didn't though, did it? Not really. No real reaction yet on Tron, and may fail. And shoot, dude, these market conditions, I would be inclined to believe that this might happen eventually. Oh, Tron's at the 113 of the shark, but if you're falling to the 113, I don't know how much that lines up with support resistance. You're probably going down to 2.6 cents if you don't hold 4.9 cents. Like that's like the cutoff. So yeah, but anyway, I mean 886, most assets are not showing this, and I just thought it was cool that it's just sitting there in pretty decent context after a rally, a big double top, and then a dump, and then presenting itself here. Kind of reminds me of Chainlink, but then Chainlink ended up falling in line with everything else too and dumping. So it's a massive pattern. It's been in development since June of last year. Huge. I'm just like, wow, it can't perform. It can't react. It even reverse when in these great looking contexts when Bitcoin sucks. Bitcoin doesn't suck. Tron's got a great chance for a big reaction and could take you all the way to 8.2 cents, 8.4 cents up here. And then eventually, like in weeks time, what would make a lot of sense, like that happens, and then you get a type 2. And on the type 2, like massive divergence, whatever, that could be amazing. And then the whole macro turns around at that point, and then Tron just goes berserk, you know. But not holding my breath. I'm just pointing out and identifying something that looks really interesting. Okay. What was the other one again? Oh, YFI was okay. Not as big of a pattern. There was one more that was so nice, man. Crap, what was it? Oh, let me look real quick. Oh, it was H-bar. H-bar was the other. It's wild, man. Here's your H-bar. We're sitting right there, chat. Like at the 886 has touched it, and it clipped over sold territory too. I mean, it's like got the makings of a potential massive reaction, but hasn't reacted. No one's bought it yet, and they're probably not gonna until Bitcoin catches some real bids. It's just not really great price action, like when it should be going nuts. Like, and it's almost like one time and then the second time with the it's like sellers are exhausted at this level, implied, oversold. And this is exactly where, if the TA and bullish conditions is respected, you get this next. It just hasn't happened and may never happen because the market's too bearish right now. Okay, I mean, these are good looking structures at their reaction levels, and it's just not happening yet. So all right, dude. Well, one of those streams again, you know. Back at 37,000 on Bitcoin. And it's not dead yet. I mean, like, again, yesterday was not it's not anything. It's not implying a reversal yet. The little mini wave, like you saw here, could continue. And I mean, what makes sense is, like, it was tested as support, 40K. Why could it not be tested as resistance? It could, man. And it would test the supply line again. It would fulfill a lot of things running up to 40K. Okay, it would. But how well is this hidden bearish divergence going to play out? Or is the positive momentum just going to begin to build again, right? Just positive momentum builds and you rally and then see 40K, right? You just don't know. Wait, did we get 500 likes? And you can imagine Bitcoin with a 40K with Tron and HBAR would actually react very well at those levels. Oops. And thanks for the nearly 1,000 people tuned in. No, we don't even have 500 likes. We can get 38 likes, dude. Now like 26 likes. And we got 500 easy, man. Oh yeah, and KNC is the other
What would be
insane
the best
one.
setup? Around 40K reject, then sweep the lows with major bullish div.
KNC is like an anomaly right now in these market conditions. It's so beautiful. That look at this range, how perfect it is, right? You were at the bottom and you held it and you held it and you held it. And so you could be going to 231 because it's like somehow immune from the Bitcoin syndrome. I mean, yeah, probably. It just would make sense based on the way the market participants love testing critical levels as resistance or support. And they haven't, and you're in the middle of nowhere. You didn't bottom out at 30K. You bottomed down at like 33K. You're rallying. There's no real resistance at 38.9 where it reversed today. It was just a macro thing. It was just Jerome Powell and the index funds reversing. Now you pull back some. And, it could just meander on up to 40K. And then, then you test it as resistance. You maybe up thrust through it to really induce some buying for liquidity for shorts. And then it dumps again. And then eventually you probably would get back down to 33K. And or 30K, 31K to test that major level. But I would prefer like it hits the 886 again, which is 33K. The 886, 33K. So you double bottom at 33K, that could be awesome. Where you never see 30K because everyone's expecting it, man. There's a Discord link. Batson posted it. Join the Discord if you haven't yet. You will not be notified when I go live. You'll miss it. Okay. You'll miss the stream sometimes. Yeah, KNC is crazy, man. So good. All right, so we're in the middle of nowhere on Bitcoin, showing hidden bearish divergence in the 4-hour, and Asia's awake. So get your coins out and keep flipping them. But yeah, if the bearish TA respected and the bearish trend plays out, then you would think there would be further downside. Right? Just kind of, if we're coming to a conclusion here about not being at resistance or support, and the only thing you kind of got going is that hidden bearish divergence, there could be a little bit more downside. It doesn't imply exactly that you will see lower lows now, or the same low. It could end up just being a higher low, and then you reset, and then you run again, and then end up making like classic bearish divergence at 40K. So it might be a stronger argument for a major reversal versus now the argument's still kind of like, it's not that strong, right? You're looking for divergence, chat. If you can, help it. You're always looking for the divergence that you're looking for at inflection points, not the middle of Rudy Poo land, nowhere, like very little volume between 30K and 40K. That's where all the buys and sell orders are, right? So not many people buying and selling in between 30 and 40K compared to those two levels. It's like almost virtually none. Just like, for instance, on like the Russell 2000, I mean, there was very little volume between 1700 and 2070, right? So you could just be led to believe that it could sell off until a lot of buy orders come in at those levels, because historically that's where the volume's been. So yeah, I mean, same kind of situation. Okay, so I'll leave y'all to it. Appreciate you coming out today. Just a Wednesday, man, and I really appreciate you know, you spending your time with me, because I know your time is limited, and you could be doing anything, giving your time to anyone. So I really am grateful, and you know, just keep your eye on the charts, keep your eye on the divergence. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.
Can devs do something? have overinvested by a lot. Every day, every day, every day. Bruh. I can't take this anymore.
Sub to my channel if you haven't, or else.
I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
I have some evidence Manbear Pig could be in this area.
I am not amused. Adios, turd nuggets.